people are asking me questions like, for instance, I'm being called out with reference to the private security statement with reference to HOAs getting rid of private security and going in house. This is actually something I know when it comes to installing an in-house security company for a big company or big organization. I actually know this because I accomplished this for a company that has a little over 6,000 employees. What I learned from it was very simple. You're doing more damage when you're overthinking it. Um, the idea of going through a discovery phase and using some project management methodologies is helpful, but the longer, in some instances, the longer you wait, the more harm you're putting yourself in, because one, you are giving people an opportunity, adversaries an opportunity to figure out that you're either concerned or you're on the fence with reference to implementing a program. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes there's the insider threat. There are people that are within your organization that are upset about your organization, but upset with your leadership's decisions. So this is how it works, and this is how I helped that other company out. Was in their situation, they were operating unlawfully, providing security services to the government. They at one time had deputization or some other stuff that I'm still to this date not necessarily 100% familiar with, but they were out of scope with reference to lawfully carrying firearms and providing security services off campus, away from where they're operating. Um, my thought was that if they get a security company license and go in house, that it would create an umbrella to protect them and their investments. So then that way they can operate off campus, and they can also, because they can then provide a service. So then they can deliver a service to the government or to whoever, and they can operate also on campus with reference to some specific legalities and security issues. So, as a security consultant, as somebody that actually this is what I do, I help them implement this, and I'll actually break it down to you. I'll tell you, very in this short video, we'll talk about the things or the successful things that were performed and why we did this, right? First thing is you want to create an entity or an LLC or so some kind of corporation for your security organization that's in house. Why? Because you're creating a layer. You're also removing some liability when it comes to security programming, and also you're gonna need that for most states here in the U.S. You're gonna need that when you apply for the security company license. It's helpful because then your licensing and your LLC or your corporation is going to be aligned with reference to what the focus, what is the business entity, what you're going to be attempting to accomplish. Then, after that, once you get that established, you find yourself someone who meets or exceeds the licensing requirements to be a security manager. Um, get that person on board, start working out, getting a lot of the policies, getting everything intact. I recommend personally someone with some type of law enforcement background with security or physical security certifications. When I say certifications, I'm not talking about ACEs. SIA is helpful, but I'm talking about security certifications like FLETC, some state certifications through the DPS, if they have a DPS in that state. You want those connections, and you want somebody that is grounded with reference to security standards for the jurisdiction you're operating in. Then find yourself a good attorney that just deals with um, security stuff. Put them on retainer. Get an attorney that deals with security issues. Um, Not an HR attorney, not a business attorney, an attorney that deals specifically with liability and going to court with reference to security issues or law enforcement related issues. This is helpful because what happens is later on down the road, if there is a concern, you have somebody on your side to help you update policy, review your policy, and also defend your policy in court. And even if you have a regular attorney for your HOA or your association or your organization, this attorney complements that attorney with real information and being able to, and it's not going to cost a lot. It's just putting somebody on retainer and paying them here and there in order to get you through those things through the year or the next few years as far as your security organization maturing. Then the next step is just hiring people. Hiring, I would actually the way I would look at it, I would hire like we did with that other organization. I would do things, promote from within. Find your talent internally, people that are interested with reference to joining this new program that already work there, and train them and put them through the certifications and all that, and then move forward. The folks you're going to eventually hire down the road should usually come from within. It should be something that you bring them in, and it takes so many months of working there before they can apply for those positions. And I would pay them a little more. I would pay them more than I would pay any other position. Like if they're working in the kitchen or if they're working in landscaping services or housekeeping, I would pay them a little more for taking on these extra duties and responsibilities and training. Of course, they got to meet the standards. They have their background check, physical agility, the ability to carry a firearm responsibly, and also the understanding of what the requirements are when it comes to use of force. Your security manager would be in context, not just a security manager. Technically, they'd be the chief security officer or the chief of security for the whole place. So they will know what other requirements are in order to make it work for you. Um, the organization that I helped out not too long ago, they were bonded, so they insured their own stuff through their corporation, all that stuff. But uh, I recommend that you really consider seeking out good security company insurance. I have it. I think it's important because, again, it takes a weight off of your normal operations, and it helps it to where it's operating independently and underneath, like, now you have the security umbrella. It has its own insurance, it has its own organization, and you can mold it to fit exactly how you want it to work. Well, I'm literally condensing a couple years of work that I performed in a few minutes, but I wanted to share this with you because people are questioning what I'm talking about or if I even accomplished this, and I have. And I think that you can do a better job working in-house, doing an in-house security program. And if you have the ability, expanding it to something else or going straight into something such as a small police program. And that topic we could bring up or talk about later. I would have to actually do some research because every jurisdiction, every state is different, and some states are more difficult in order to create a police program, and some are very easy to do it. In fact, some are easier for you to create a police program than a security program. So, talk to you guys, and I look forward to your comments and questions.